Hi everyone.
Fine, well, let's go.
Yeah, I
Okay.
made it.
Yeah, so just one more question because you were not on the screen. How did you find the online communication from Bali and now that you're back home? Can you tell us what's the difference?
The better internet at home. But yeah, I mean, like with this online communication, there are no boundaries around the world. So this is amazing. And I had the feeling when I was in Bali that I didn't miss. So I mean, like I wasn't so far away for such a long time because I had the opportunity to speak to my friends and my parents very often. This is a big difference compared to the time like 2000 when I was studying in Cyprus, and there was like not so many opportunities and the freedom that we have now. So this is a big advantage to be able to do that.
Thank you. So, but you don't think it depends on the app or the network? It's because of the people you talked, correct?
And also the network. I mean, like it's all together. It's not only one thing that it's combination of all the things that you said. So yeah, this gives the freedom for all of us. Absolutely.
Thank you. And wishes for the best fulfillment in 2019, next year.
Thank you very much. And now I'm going to go to my yoga class and all the best to all of you.
Thank you.
Good luck to everyone. Bye.
Bye.
I'm a physician who's kind of digital savvy. I was one of the first 30 people who had internet in our country. Digital has always been an important part of both my professional and my personal life. In 2018, most of my commitment was related to establishing a good new online presence because I had made it a commitment not to go on Facebook until 2018. Since I was doing a lot of activities and I was regarding Facebook as a distraction. In 2018, I started a new endeavor. I established a non-government organization locally in our country, which is related to air pollution, and I want to give it as wide a public exposure as possible. Hence, I established my Facebook presence. And in a matter of 4 or 5 months, I've gathered a following of close to 1,000 people on the Facebook page of the NGO. And I believe that it is starting off on the right path because of knowing what I'd like to do. So I don't have a lot of parasitic connections. They're mostly connections which I believe can further the cause of air pollution. And so establishing a new Facebook profile actually has some really good benefits because you establish it selecting the people you want to link with. So my commitment for 2018-19 for the next year would be to continue working on this project because I really want to establish air pollution as an important social awareness program. It actually impacts a lot on our children and our grandchildren. I have 2 grandchildren, so I'd like them to grow up in a cleaner world than we're living in now.
I'm into wildlife. I take a lot of photos. I think I have something like 117,000 now. And the reason for being part of this group is that I want to share my passion for wildlife, not only with this small group here on Google+, but with the world. And that's my, that is the meaning behind implementation, is basically to inspire other folks to be as passionate as I am. Alex, like you're concerned about air pollution, I am very concerned about the world of nature and what we're doing to it. And so this is my small effort to make people aware that, hey, that there's beauty out there. It is well worth conserving. It doesn't take much for us to coexist with it, but we do have to alter our behaviors so that there's something for future generations to see and appreciate also. So, so the word, my word, implementation, is all about, I retired from full-time work in March 1st of this year. And so I'm doing this now on a full-time basis. I've posted, I think, roughly 1,500 times over my 7-year career here on Google+. And I don't know when the platform shuts down, what exactly is going to happen. I have moved a lot of my stuff to Blogger, which is also a Google product. So implementation is also that I need to develop a website, which I'm in the process of doing, so that I can link all my different products, whether it's here on Google Plus or Instagram or YouTube. And I'm a very visual person, as you can tell by that banner I created. I love colors. And I think the really cool thing about this little group is that we actually get to share or speak to the things that are really important to us. So I think if anybody has any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I think it's all very interesting, and I hope everybody has some great success this coming year. Oh, and Merry Christmas.
My name is Monika Schmidt, and I'm living in Bavaria. My previous word was clarity for this year. I joined this group just 1 year ago, and I choose clarity for this year. And yeah, I'm retired as well, and I had to get clear about what I would like to do with all the online presence here. And I can send it back to Nina. It's always a great experience to find the feelings and the thoughts reflected in your participation, Nina. I very appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. So that's the way around. Okay, so should we go on in what we are loving on online?
Yeah.
Okay. So as we all are pretty shocked about the shutting down of several Google tools, the Hangout is the latest bomb we have to experience. So I love Hangouts, really. And I could do every day, be connected with the people in live. It's not only recorded, but especially with live Hangouts. Communities, collections. So we have to find a new home. That's quite a challenge, and we will see what the new year will bring. That's why my new word will be is transition, and that belongs to me, to my inner beliefs, to my aims, goals, setting my goals, what I would set up my business, and also with the community here on Google Plus, because it's almost like losing your home when all the network is gone on Google Plus. So that's a huge challenge. Okay, photography is a very wide area where I'm around as well, Bob. Off the pictures like you, but yeah, what I love is 360s, the 360 degrees, and putting it on Google Maps. So I love it. I just love it. I could do it all day, but I want to do some transition to find something something wealthy where I can provide wealth to the audience. But I will figure out how it would run the best way. Yeah, that's so far the most, I think.
But in 2018, you're right. I did more of a thing that I called guiding principles, and they were primarily about, that I know that I am not powerless against things that distract and derail me, and that I can do things about those, because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Right? I mean, that's what the Scripture says. And whether somebody, I'm not going to get into that too deep with anybody, but I asked for the wisdom to help me overcome that stuff and help me focus on the 20% of things that matter. So I spent a lot of time on that, really narrowing that focus down to 20% of what I was actually looking at, because we come across so many things every day, especially in this environment. We get so many things that we just can't deal with them. There's just way too much. So I began making more of a list, and I literally, you know me, Nina, I had a spreadsheet, and so I got 15 things down here. What's 20% of 15 things? And I'd knock it down till I had it down to that 20%. And then so this year, what I've done, what my plan on 2019, because that's worked pretty well for me. I've liked that. There's some things that I have not been able to get to, although things may matter. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about them at that time too. You got to recognize that. So while I'm for 2019, for me, it's about motive. I know that Simon Sinek had the thing called it starts with why, and motive is that's about what why is about, is what's the motive behind that. Not only mine and not only other people's, but as a whole, what is the motive behind the actions of, what is my motive of getting involved in that 20% of things? Why am I doing that? So that's I'm going back to a word this year, and that would be motive. And I'm using, I know that Nina's heard this. I don't know whether Alex, I know Bob has, and I'm not sure whether Monika has either, but I'm using, what I call the STAND plan, which is simple, trackable, achievable, and necessary. And that's how I determine what I'm going to work on: simple, trackable, achievable, and necessary. And my motive behind that is to help keep calling down that 20% and making sure that I stay on, that I am tracking what I'm doing. Peace, love, and understanding. I'm going to see y'all down the road, and I'm going to shut up here for a minute and listen.
Okay, so I'll present myself. Thank you for being here, all of you. It's like a celebration to me, because I've been working with my intent a long time, and it's doing a fantastic job for myself. And it takes a little bit of motivation and a bit of brevity, because I don't feel comfortable. Even I've been every day with Stan on screen. When you don't practice, we forget. And especially on Facebook, I haven't done anything for live streaming. And for my daily working activities, it's different. So we just take it as it is, and it's not always presentable. My intention for my commitment for 2018 was clarity. There was a lot changing during the year, and a lot of things clarified, like the shutting of Google+. And it was helpful to understand that things change, because sometimes I observe for others, but until it doesn't happen, like in our physical world, until you don't experience it, you never know. So now we are moving our stuff and looking how to reorganize. I set up my domain, Nina Tranqua, and start to work for my site like Bob, and see how it works there. It's a challenge, and we learn more. So it's clear that we always learn more, and it's clear that my best moment was to cross the ocean. I never thought in my life I will do this, but I was at Google's headquarters for Google Product Experts Global event. I met with a team of some fellow moderators that we work together every day. This time we were together with a team. And then I did a tour with my friends. So my commitment for 2019 is abundance. I have abundant relationships and friends with my family and with the people I meet. You have now today. And regardless of what is changing in our life, my intention is to start always from this point, and that will give me more strength to be present and to share what I see, how the online environment changed totally and continues to disconnect us geographically for governments and for regulations or whatsoever, or even in between us. And so that's my commitment for 2019. I'll be in abundance. And I loved being in the US, but I was also glad to return home.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope we can continue sharing after the event. And please subscribe to my channel. I like doing interviews. My recent interview is for the internet governance, how not all the countries are present, how the countries adopt different engineering solutions. I think it's important that we have the information and we keep being knowledgeable how this technology is working and navigate, because the generation X is going to change everything, because for them it's like natural. So we better be prepared to talk to our children, grandchildren, and be together online. And yeah, I'm always following the young people. That's fantastic to do.
Great.
Thank you. I'll stop broadcasting. Happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yep.